Okay, so this is a tutorial to use a cloner object and have an emitter object as a cloning object inside of the cloner. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in Cinema 4D. I've added a cloner, and I'm going to add a cube, and I'm going to scale it down. Make it smaller, and now I'm going to make the cube a child of the cloner. So now we're cloning the cube. I'm going to add an emitter to the scene, and I'm going to select the cloner object, and under the object tab, I'm going to go, and under mode, I'm going to select object, and then drag the emitter to the object field inside the cloner. And now, if I press play, you'll see that the emitter is emitting the clones, the cube clones. I'm going to scale them down a little bit here, the cube, so we can make sense of it. And okay, I'm going to pause it. So now I want these to be dynamic. These clones, I want them to be dynamic to add gravity to them. So I'm going to select the cloner, and I'm going to add a dynamics tag. So I'm going to go to simulation, rigid body. And now, if I go to the beginning of time, if I play, they're going to be affected by gravity. So now these cube clones are dynamic. They are being pulled by gravity down, and they're coming out of the emitter. So this makes for a lot of opportunities for using this combination of objects. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a disk so that I can have them interact down below. So I'm going to have a disk here. I'm going to expand it, put it down below in front of the emitter. And now I'm going to add a dynamics tag to the emitter. So I'm going to go to simulation collider body. So it's not going to move. It's just simply sitting there. And it is a collider body. And so now we have the emitting cubes coming out and landing on it. So I'm going to add another object to the cloner here so that we can have a nice variety of objects being cloned. It's a torus. I scaled it down. I'm going to make it a child of the cloner, just like the cube. And as you can see, there's not much bounce going on here. So you might want a little bit of more bounce to these objects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the simulation tag, collision, and I'm going to look for the bounce field. And here I increased it to 40. Maybe a little bit more. Here, maybe 115 is too much. 75. Here we go. This is exactly what I want. Yeah, so that's how you use an emitter object inside a cloner.